All right, welcome back to the Game Bet Match podcast. I'm your host, Manny Friedman, along with my co-host.
Brad Sloan.
Welcome from Vancouver. I'm here for the Laver Cup, which I know Brad just can't get excited about. I've been trying to get you into this event for the last 2 years, or since we've
There's a
known.
lot of reasons I can't get into it. There's a lot of reasons I can't get into it. I just think it's a complete.
I'm just striking out in terms of getting you into it.
It's pretty much their guest event that started up as just things I'm not interested in. I just think it's maybe less of a sideshow than that, but I just feel like it's an all-star event. Like there's nothing. I don't know. It's a glorified exhibition.
It is, but it's not like the NBA All-Star game where, they're just afraid of getting injured and stuff. Like they actually try, they play hard.
I just don't think anybody's prioritizing this in terms of I think if I think Djokovic would trade one slam for 10 Laver Cups.
Djokovic, yes, but guys who can't win slams, they try
I
to
think Fokina
and
would trade. I think Fokina would trade 10 Laver Cups for one Masters.
probably, yeah. I mean, most of the guys, they just try to get a win wherever they can, right?
But there's nothing. You don't gain anything by getting a win at Laver Cup.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of money involved, and they get more money if they win the event.
Is there a bonus for the winning? What is the
I'm pretty
bonus for the
sure
winning
there is.
team?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm looking this up. I'm curious. You can go on about it while I complain. It's a 250,000.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big deal for Arthur Feast and you know, uh,
Per feast is a big deal.
right? I mean, even for Fokina or Cerundolo, like that's not a small chunk of money. Like they don't get that in any random week.
True.
They go get to a semi of a 250. I'm pretty sure it's lower than $250,000. Like that's a decent chunk of money. So I think
Yeah.
that I don't know. I've been to I missed the one in Prague, but I've been to the one in Chicago, Geneva, Boston, and last year in London, and each one besides the Boston one, which was just a Europe blowout, were great events. I mean, I loved it. I mean, plus I get to see a different city every year. That's
Yeah.
a nice thing. Like I haven't been to these cities, so it's kind of I don't have to take too much time off from work. Just get away, see the city, go go to, watch some nice tennis. It's only men's tennis, which, we're men's tennis fans, so that's another reason why I like it. One reason why I don't like it is I don't like how corporatized it is. Like I don't like that it just kind of caters to just money, right? Like
I mean, are you
that's
surprised
all.
though? Like that's literally the definition of that event.
Well, I like the product that they put out, right? And that's what I'm going to see. I just don't like the mission behind it, right? Like that's
But
the
the
reason.
product is fundamentally corporatized. It's like the format is fundamentally corporatized, right? It's they don't play three full sets. They have a silly format where it's
I don't
you
like
know
that. I wish they played a full third set. Especially if they're going to make it an official ATP event, which it's become, you have to play a full third.
wait, but there's no points.
There are no points, but it's on the ATP calendar. Like the first year was out, they didn't even have it on the ATP calendar. It was just kind of like an event by itself, right? Kind of
But
like
I guess
yeah.
does why does that matter though if there's no points? Like what's the difference between being on the calendar and not being on the calendar?
I guess. Yeah, but I mean, you might as well keep it with UTS if it's not on the ATP calendar. That's what I mean. Like it's not UTS. So do you value UTS more than Laver Cup? Like
No, I would value Laver Cup
okay,
above UTS, but
okay,
they're
good.
both pretty much near the bottom of my. Honestly, I think all these team events are stupid now. I think if they were they just cater way too much to stars, and they've basically ruined every team event. Like, if they were going to do a team event, I would want to see something like a redesigned Davis Cup with 3 singles, 2 doubles, or 4 singles, 3 doubles, maybe something like that. And I mean, like, actually the format, like, if they ran it 4 singles, 3 doubles, or 3 singles, 2 doubles, like, you could probably keep it like a round robin format similar to what they have now, and I think that'd be acceptable. I just, like, I don't know, I just think it caters, like, the teams are so small. It's like not which country is better at tennis, it's which country has like 2 stars. Right? And like tennis has obviously done this because it's a like it's just
They want to make
and
it.
maybe the sport was always this way. What?
They want to make it like an event.
But like it's just like the game, and I get it because there's casual fans out there who don't know the names of 5 players, but like the game is so catered to stars and just pure star power, right? That like there's like, I don't know, like we like the 250s. You know what I mean? Because like you get to see these guys who are like in the 30s and 40s playing like meaningful matches. And then that honestly is true of all the tennis like on the calendar. Then these team events is just like it's just so catered to stars, right? Like it's not like a
Catered to stars, but I think I don't know. I enjoy the product that's out there for the Laver Cup. I don't enjoy how the event is run. I don't like the scoring system. I wish they played a full third set. There are a lot of things that I wish were different about it. But like in terms of the actual tennis, I think it's been pretty good. And I think the fact that they're part of a team and they have McEnroe and Borg and all the kind of the stars watching these players, like this year it's not really stars, right? This year it's kind of guys ranked between, I would say 10 and 40, right, that are playing. Like I feel like their level is going to go up a couple levels just because of who's watching, and like, so I think the product itself is pretty good. It's just I don't like everything else that comes with it. And like I feel like for you don't, you're so disgusted with how the event is run and the corporatization of it and all that I think you overlook a little bit what the
I think you can find good tennis, like especially with it not having play. Like you could watch like any Djokovic Nadal matchup, and they're gonna have like it's gonna be great tennis. Like it's not gonna be better because it's at Laver Cup. They wouldn't obviously play in Laver Cup, but you get what I'm saying. Like
Yeah, I mean, I
star
could watch
matchups, like they
highlights of
happen throughout the
Djokovic
season.
Nadal anytime, right? Like I want to see live tennis.
Yeah.
I'd always rather watch live tennis than watch reruns of great previous matches. Like I'll watch great previous matches if there's no tennis on, like just
No,
to,
I get it. I get
know?
it. But like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So
I think there's a lot of the event, right? These top guys face off, and not every event, not 250, but like the Masters and the Slams, which there's 15 Masters and Slams, 14 Masters and Slams. You see these matchups, right? You see matchups between these top 10, 15 guys. Like you'll see a bunch of these matchups throughout the year, like because it's usually usually the better players are making to the later rounds of tournaments. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's like particularly special.
yeah, I see what you're saying. I get your points, obviously. But in terms of betting, I actually think that there's a lot of value in betting these team events. I did really well betting Davis Cup last week, even though like I hate the format. I wish it was, home and away ties, like that would be great, right? Like we love the qualifiers early in February, right?
Yeah.
But that being said, like because the lines come out really late, right? Like for Laver Cup, it's going to come late because they're not going to determine the matchups until after the evening session is over. So like there's not enough time for the public to adjust the odds, right? So
for Laver Cup, they have like a full day, right? Don't they have to put the lines
for
in the
today
morning?
they announced it in the morning, but like for Saturday's matches, they're not going to announce the matchups until after Friday's session is over. So they're
But there's like, I mean, are there like, how does it work? I don't even really know. Like, are there
there are
multiple
3
sessions per
singles
day?
and 1 doubles
But
per
is
day.
it just okay? But they just line it up like they just go 1, 2, 3. It's on one court. And they just go 1, 2, 3 singles, 1 doubles. Okay.
Right. Except the first match on Sunday is a doubles match.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's 3 singles and 1 doubles. So like I understand the stupid point system where you have 1 point Friday, 2 points Saturday. Like it's dumb. I have no debate. Like if you're gonna make this a serious event, every match should be counted the same. I totally agree with you, right? But in terms of betting, you're not betting like the point unless you bet who's gonna win the event, right? Team World or Team Europe.
Yeah.
But like in terms of each individual match, you can bet it just based on that match itself, right? Not counting how many points they win for their team.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, so like I think Team World is a little bit better. I mean, it's basically a pick 'em this year. They're minus 110 each way, I think. So I hit Team World. I just think that like Paul, Tiafo, Shelton, and Fritz, like I think indoor fast hard court kind of favors them more than Europe's top dogs, which are Rublev, Rude, Hubie. So maybe Hubie it's pretty good for him with the serve, but like I don't know.
It's indoor, right? I'm assuming it's
It's
indoor.
indoor. It's indoor. So I think that they have the slight edge. Plus, like in terms of doubles, I think like Team World has a slight edge because like I know Tiafo and Shelton played together in Cincy. I think Paul plays doubles with some American guys sometimes. So I think there they have a slight edge. So if you're just betting who's going to win the event, I'd probably lean Team World slightly. But that's just, I mean, it really could go either way, depending on the singles, and really only Sunday matters, right? As you said.
Yeah, I mean, if you win 3 out of 4 on Sunday, you're 6 points up, and it's a huge edge, right? Like,
Right. In terms of the individual matches tomorrow, so Feast will play Shelton in the first match. The second match is Fokina and Cerundolo. The third match is Monfils and FAA. And then the doubles, I believe, is Rublev and Feast versus Paul and Tiafo. So Feast and Shelton, my bet is over 20.5 games. So you have to keep in mind it's third set breaker. So like you need like 4 and 5 or something.
but that
like
counts as a game, right?
Counts as a game, correct. So I think 20.5 is a good number. I just think like I can't really see a 6-2 set there. So
But you're gonna absolutely need. I guess you wouldn't need. I guess if you get split sets, you could get 6-4, 6-4, and get there. But
yeah, right. But in terms of, I mean, Shelton is a pretty sizable favorite. I think he's like minus 160, minus 170. I think that line is pretty accurately set. So I don't think I would hit the money line in any way there. As far as Cerundolo and FAA, my favorite bet of the day there is that to go to a third set 10-point breaker.
you mean Cerundolo and Fokina?
So Cerundolo and Fokina. Like that's gonna go to a third set breaker. I would say 7 out of 10 times if they play. There are just so many momentum swings with those guys, right? Like they can play amazing for 3 games, play like shit for another 3 games. Like, and you can't really, the over under is 20 games there, but it could easily be 6-2-2-6, right? Just as easily as 7-5, 6-7, right? So I don't think you can go either way there in terms of the over under. It's basically a pick 'em, but like I don't really have a read on who's going to win that match. So I think the 3-set line is the best there.
Yeah, 165. That seems pretty good, to be honest. With the plus 165, the price seems pretty good there.
Yeah, they graded out on Bovada. I'm still waiting for them to open it again, but hopefully I can get a price like that. As far as Monfils and FAA, like I don't even care if FAA is playing at home. Home crowd is going to be with him. He's just playing like complete dog shit. And like I'm gonna take Monfils at any plus number, like probably at any price, really. I could get him at plus 130.
To me, that just feels like a complete stay away. But
I'm fading whenever FAA plays a tennis match. I'm fading him. I don't care what it is. He's been that bad. He's been that bad.
I just don't trust Monfils. Like
in this spot though, with the crowd and like him showboat, like him playing the trick shots and stuff, like he's gonna be up for this match. Like it's not like he's just gonna clown it away, I feel.
well, no, but he might actually. Like he might clown it away with stupidity, not
In
with
front
like
of in front of Bjorn Borg and Rod Laver.
yeah, I
Clown it
don't know if he,
away.
I mean, I don't know,
You don't
man.
think
Like
it
I
happens?
don't no, I don't know. Like I don't think that like Bjorn Borg or I don't know. I mean like I don't think he's gonna get lazy and clown away, but I can see him going for like fun shots to keep the crowd interested and doing like and doing like things that don't help him win the match to keep the crowd interested, you know?
Yeah, he just has so much more variety than FAA though. Like FAA is just going to give him easy balls to hit back. That's all
Yeah,
FAA
that doesn't mean
does.
It doesn't mean Monfils gonna do anything with it. Like he may or may not. You never know.
Monfils played pretty well during the hardcourt swing.
I'm not really even concerned about form. This is just a pure like I don't know. I don't trust Monfils in an event like
Okay.
this.
All right. I would fade FAA if he was playing like Alex Bolt, anyone like Alex Bolt from Chengdu, who's playing
Yeah.
college. I would fade him against Schwartzman probably at this point, even though Schwartzman is playing terribly too. There are very, very few guys I would not fade FAA against right now. Has he won a match since Lamas Ruiz in Mallorca? I don't think so. Oh no, he did beat Berrettini in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
That's right. But that's his only win, right?
Yeah.
Monfils actually did have a good summer. He made quarters of Toronto. I think he made round of 16 of Cincinnati. He did win 2 matches, lost to Rublev at the US Open. So I'm definitely backing Monfils at plus 130. For sure. All right, that's enough Laver Cup. As you would say, let's get onto the real tennis.
Yeah. Yep. So
Uh,
250s in one in Zhuhai and one in Chengdu.
we did absolutely.
Honestly, if anything, I think the biggest story has been the difficult conditions, probably in I think it's Zhuhai where it's been super hot. I can't remember which term. One of the terms it's been
Yeah,
super hot, super
I think
humid.
it's
I think it's
Zhuhai. Yep.
Zhuhai.
Right.
Um, I saw. I mean, like literally, like half the guys that lost had fitness issues. Schwartzman retired. Shang got hurt at the end of the match.
Did you see Mackie
Echeverry was
Shang?
struggling.
Like Shang couldn't get to the chair; he was so tired. So Mackie went over and did a piggyback.
Carried him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Echeverry was struggling. I heard.
He did win in
Yeah, I mean
straight
it
sets, though,
was
right?
what?
He did win in straight sets. Etch.
Yeah, but I heard it wasn't pretty. Um, I don't know. Yeah, it's just. I think that's a major story there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, otherwise, in terms of tennis, like not good for our betting.
No, it was
I know,
definitely.
Manny, you were on Shang over Mackey. Shang ran out of gas. Probably could have seen that coming. It's not Shang's first issue with heat. Um,
But you know
but
what?
I get why you back him. Like, I'm not saying
Right.
I'm like it's tough. You know what I mean? Like, it's you really need him to close out in two. Almost a better bet there might have been to take Shang 2-0.
And just get better odds. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because it was
Yes.
going to be hard for him to win that if it went
Agreed.
great, just fitness wise.
I heard Arnaldi choked badly against Karatsev. I didn't see the match, but
Yeah, I think Arnaldi served for it twice.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I just thought like he was 40-1 to win the event, and he was 8-1 to win the quarter. And like looking at the players in that draw, like Arnaldi is probably playing the second best tennis out of anyone in that draw after
Yeah.
Zverev, right? Or is Zverev in Chengdu? No, I think he's in Zhuhai. Yeah, so like I just thought that price was too good, so I hit both, and it was just painful that he served for it twice and couldn't get through it.
I mean, the only bet I had was I had Atmane or Atmane, I'm not even sure how you say it, to win. And he lost. He battled Yoshi in the first set,
First
and then he
set.
lost the next two sets.
The
So
guy has talent. Like he's just very, very erratic. Like he just
yeah,
if
yeah,
he's missing, it's just like completely downhill.
yeah.
But if he's
Otherwise, this week the only thing I have is have I ended up going in and putting a -110 on Dimitrov to win his quarter.
okay,
Just feeling like I know the price is shit, but like two matches. He's got to win two
and two
matches.
matches, yeah.
Like his
Varias in the
opponents are
first
not
match. It's really one
what?
match. It's Varias in the first match. It's
Well,
really
that's what it was. He plays Barrias, who where are the clay courts, and then although he's playing better on hard this year, but it still is where are the
a
clay
little bit.
courts. And then he plays the winner of O'Connell and Danny, which could be a tough match. Like he could lose that, but he's a better player than either of those two guys. Like
Yeah. Sui though, that was not a good that
you know,
was
I
not
watched the second set actually of that. I couldn't sleep, so I
good.
watched the second set of that, and like
Huh?
he looked better in the second. It was a one break set.
Okay.
Um, he just couldn't like he missed. Varias actually served pretty well,
Mhm.
and Sui just missed too many balls to like. Which is pretty common. Like a lot of times, that's why you lose tennis matches, right? But he just missed too many balls to like, um, especially backhands. Like Varias's backhand held up surprisingly well against Sui, which was a problem because like that's Varias's weaker wing by far.
Right. Yeah, it's just all
Um,
these like Chinese guys that play futures, like they just don't have the quality. Like I was actually surprised how well Mo did against Murray. I actually think Murray is just playing bad tennis, to be honest. Like enough of this like narrative that beating Murray is a good win because he's really not that good. It's just that simple. Like he shouldn't be losing sets to the guy he lost to set Leandro Righty. And the commentators are like, "Oh, Righty played amazing." Like, not really. Just Murray just doesn't have much on his ball anymore. You
I have
know?
a different take on that.
Okay.
Um, I agree with you that Murray, in terms of like pure tennis, isn't playing that well anymore. But he's really mentally tough and he's really good tactically. And that counts for a lot if you own those two phases of the game. And I think that's why he's still competitive. So like, and what that means is like it's never going to be pretty with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think like, unlike most of the guys when we talk about this, is kind of like a more of a Manny take. But like, but like, he's able to win like close sets and matches. It's never going to be pretty. It's never going to be something that you're like, oh wow, Murray played well, right? So it's always going to be him like grinding through and like kind of out battling the other guy. Like that's the only way he really has to win anymore.
I understand. Like if he's winning a match versus Safulin, for example, just to throw out a name, or Yuri Lehechka, right? And it's like not pretty and he finds a way through it. Great. But like Mo should not get to 5 games in a set
But
against.
that's the point. Is like his physical skills aren't like he has nothing else. Like Mo, and I agree with you. Mo should not be into 5 games a set. I'll give you that. But like a lot of guys, you don't think of like it just every match is a battle for him. Like every single match, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
I mean, I give him credit for sticking out there and, still competing.
I mean, he's got a metal
But
hip. He's got two metal
yeah,
hips, right? Like I don't know. I'm not sure what the expectation
yeah,
should be.
I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, I feel like the commentators and the media, they just hype up any Murray win or like any time a guy wins a set against Murray as like the greatest thing ever. Like he's still a top two
I
player,
hear you, and I agree with you.
right?
I
Like
hear you, and I agree with you. I just don't think like he's.
the Tsitsipas Murray match at Wimbledon, right? Like everyone
Oh, it
thought
was ridiculously
was bad,
overhyped. That was
right?
incredibly overhyped. Yeah,
Ridiculous.
I guess like oddly enough, I feel like he's overhyped by like commentators and by like, casual tennis people because of the name.
Yeah.
but the books aren't hyping him over anymore. So like it's like
Yeah.
being a betting podcast.
Agreed.
I'm not seeing that trend in betting. I think he's been pretty like I think the market has pretty well figured out who Andy Murray is.
I
It's
agree with
more
that.
just like commentators, and I think like uh every week tennis fans have figured out who Andy Murray is.
Agreed. Agreed.
It's your casual fans that remember, slam wins from 6 years ago and
Yeah.
still think he's a
Right.
top 10 player.
Well, to be fair, we listen to a lot of betting podcasts too, like the Bet Rivers guys, Match Point Nine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's been a single instance all year where they backed Murray in a futures, right? Including
Yeah.
us, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're just not going to do it because he just can't get through a tournament because he has, as you said, he has to battle his way through every match. It's
Yeah.
always ugly. So,
And I do feel like oddly enough, while like individual match lines don't give him a lot, don't have I think have like normalized on him.
mhm.
I don't think futures prices have. It's
Yeah.
a really weird thing. I always feel like he's like I haven't felt like there's a single time where he's been like undervalued on the futures market this year. Whereas I do think there's times he's been undervalued on individual match markets.
Well, what would you need on him to win Zhuhai this week? I'd need like 35, 40 to 1 probably.
I probably wouldn't need that much, but I was thinking like 20, maybe 20, 25, something like
Yeah,
that. Like
you're never going to
yeah.
get it on Andy Murray. You're going to get like 8 to 1,
Well, that's what he was. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, as far as other takeaways,
Nakashima lost again to Seth Fulin. I thought that was I
pure
was so sad because I had Seth Fulin over 12 and a half and I just got too tricky. Like Seth Fulin just beat him 4-4, like pretty much.
yeah.
And I don't think so. I don't even know. I don't even think Seth Fulin faced a break point. Like it was another match from Nakashima, just completely unable to do anything on the
Yeah.
return.
Nakashima's a pure fade. I mean, if he played FAA at Laver Cup, well, they wouldn't play Laver Cup because he's American. But if they played like an ATP match, I'd have no idea who I wanted to back. I'd probably just play the over or something, you know,
Yeah.
or like 2.5 sets or something like that. But like, he's a pure fade as well. He's been terrible this year. Can't break serve, and Savulin is pretty good. I mean, he's had a decent season. He should have beat Paul at the U.S. Open. He was up 2 sets, quarters of Wimbledon. Like, and the guy has firepower.
We did the last 4 months, right? He's had a good like last 3 months.
I
And
agree.
yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think like
I have him to win the tournament at 10 to 1. I placed it after the Nakashima win.
okay, after the Nakashima win. Okay.
Yeah.
Um
And I have him to win the quarter as well at 2 to 1.
Fast.
Yeah. I like what I saw from him. Disappointing with Vukic money line against Daniel in Chengdu.
So Vukic is on my sneaky fade list. We've
I
debated this
know.
out quite a bit, but I do think there's regression there coming. I didn't bet that match. I just thought we talked about it before. I thought this was like I just thought it was a really tough tournament to bet the first round on. So many guys were in travel spots.
I should have stayed up more. It was brutal. I think I had like 2 out of 10 wins or something.
Yeah.
It was really bad. I tailed the MP9 guys on the Kekmanovic versus Locke over 19.5 games.
So I thought that was kind of silly. Like that was kind of because like I like Ben Locke. I actually have never seen him play. He might have theoretically a decent serve. If you look at him statistically, he doesn't win that many points on his serve. I don't know if he just can't back it up with like 2-3 ball rallies, but like I feel like it's easy looking at a guy and go like lots of MPH equals good serve equals hold, but it's not always that straightforward.
Not always the case. I agree with that. I didn't see the match. I was like scoreboard watching in the airport this morning, and then like Locke was actually generating some break points. He was down, I think, 3-love, and he got back to 3-all in the second. So I don't know. I love fading Kecmanovic in certain spots, and I thought that this was a good spot to kind of fade him in this way because of the fact he was coming from think it was Valencia where they played Davis Cup,
Yeah.
and he's kind of like a semi-clown, and like motivation is always a question mark for him. So like, I don't know. I thought it was a decent look, but yeah,
Kotov beat Galan. That was my dumb bet. I actually backed Galan at plus 115.
did.
Just because I don't understand why Galan should be, but I guess somehow he is. I don't know. Or maybe he's not. Maybe Galan's just that bad too. Like,
He's really tough to bet, Galan. Like sometimes he shows up and plays a really good match, even on like a quick hard court, and then
yeah.
other times he's just like terrible. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it doesn't seem to matter which surface, what event, what level, how many points,
Yeah.
how many dollars. It's just like, yeah.
Couple takeaways I had from the first round here is, um, I think we weighed the travel spot with Davis Cup a bit too much. The fact that they played on Wednesday, like a lot of guys, for example, um, like Lajovic beat Bergs.
Well, Berg got hurt.
Oh, he got hurt.
He
Okay.
couldn't lift his shoulder. He couldn't hit a backhand in the third set.
Okay. All right.
Like this, I mean, honestly, the takeaway was like, fitness was a huge part of these matches.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of spots where like both guys were on a travel spot, right? Or like it was a travel spot versus
Yeah.
a layoff. So like it was really, I think it was just a really bad just like just so many things like that you don't know to bet that just seemed like I don't know. We probably, I mean, I probably, I think I made like 4 bets, and I even think that was too much. Like, it was probably like we probably would have been better off just not even doing a pod and just like not betting it
Just
at all.
saying, yeah,
Like,
no, not today. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, Rinky, that was a good. I guess that travel spot was too much for Rinky to handle, coming all the way from Cary, right, North Carolina.
yeah, but who was he up against? Wasn't he up against the guy on the travel spot? Also, like this is why it
No,
was
he was
tough.
like up against Alexander Muller.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Muller
I
beat
don't
him
think
bad. Yeah,
Muller may have played a challenger.
in France though, I think he played Cassis, right? Isn't that in
Oh
France?
yeah, that's right. But wasn't that the week before?
Um,
I could be wrong. Yeah, it was the week before. It was the week of September 4th.
okay.
But he had 2 weeks, whereas Rinky, yeah, Rinky played last week.
The problem is like even when these guys have like a week off, like you don't know what they're doing with it, right? Like
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
it's just like
Maybe we didn't weigh the travel too much. I don't know. I
I
felt
think it was just a really tough. Like there were very few times in this first round where you had a guy who played a tournament nearby and was clearly motivated for this swing and like building up for this event, right? Like
right.
so it was just really hard. And then we talked about this too, like travel spots are not like an absolute thing. Travel spots like potential motivation issues are not an absolute thing. The problem is like in betting, like if we think that something's like 50% likely and you get it at 60%, like that's an absolute hammer, right? That's amazing. Right. But you're talking about a 1 out of 10 like difference.
Well,
so like in reality,
well, we weigh the distance, right? Like if someone is coming from Singapore or they're coming from Malaysia,
yeah,
China, right? Then it's not such a big deal. But these people are coming from like Cary, North Carolina, or like Varias, for example, was coming from a clay court in Peru. Like when they're coming from that far away, that's when we weigh it, right?
But like that, but okay, but maybe that makes it like 10% less likely to win, right? It doesn't mean like they're not gonna like they're still are professional athletes. Like they still might like I don't know, they might wake up in the morning and feel great, right? Like I don't know, like any human being, right? Like sometimes you wake up and you feel good, sometimes you wake up and you don't, right? We're just like you're literally weighing likelihoods. You know what I mean? And you're just like it's like none of this stuff is absolute. It's the same thing as we talk about like with the motivation. Like if a guy is like Bublik has motivation issues when we talk about it because like there's a 20% chance. It's not like it's like 80% he's not going to be motivated. It's more like it's like 20% chance he won't be.
It's
and then
more
that
like
completely
40 right now, 40 or
what?
50. More like 40 or 50.
Maybe with Bublik, but a lot of that's priced in, right? But like it's not like. But the point is like he, like realistically, he shows up motivated sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he never shows up motivated.
Yeah.
So like the fact if somebody's like 10% on like if somebody's only 90% likely to show up motivated versus somebody's 100% likely, like from a betting perspective, that's massive.
Hmm.
But most of the time in like watching matches, you're not going to see it, right? It's only 1 out of 10. So like it's easy to say, oh, we overweighted this or that, but like you got to think about how much are you really weighting it. If you're weighting it like giving them like a guy a 5% more a higher chance of winning,
Yeah.
like then you're probably like you're gonna celebrate the 1 out of 10 times it comes through, and like you can't the 9 out of 10 times you
Yeah.
can't be like, oh, I was wrong, like I gotta change my strategy if like if that works 1 out of 10
Right.
times, right? Like
Some of them I thought were just like bad bets. Like probably the Arnaldi Karatsev under was a bad bet. The Schwartzman -3.5 against Bolt was a bad bet. Like a few of them were just bad bets. The Kekmanovic lock was kind of a bad bet. But like some of them, like the Vukic Daniel one, Muller Hijikata, which hit, Atmane Nishioka, like I think that those were decent bets, like that just didn't go our way,
yeah, yeah.
right?
I mean, honestly, the bets I made were, I mean, I bet Atmane. I don't feel bad about that one. Like that one just
Yeah.
didn't
The
come
Shang money
through.
line, I didn't feel bad about either.
The
Like
what money line?
the Shang money line against McDonald, like I didn't feel bad about it. We got plus 185.
That's true. I didn't end up taking it.
Okay.
But I just I mean, this is not the first time Shang's had issues with heat. And we
But
didn't
that
really talk
but
about it
that
enough on the
match was
pod
at
last time.
but that match was at night.
It's still if it's humid, it still is going to be a problem, right? Like we've seen, and we'll look at Acapulco, right? Like Acapulco is my favorite example of that. They played that in the middle of the night, and guys were dying.
Fair, fair. That's true.
And I heard, and I actually saw one match, and you could kind of tell like the way that center court is built. It's like it's like it's like almost an
Yeah.
indoor stadium, like a little hole in the roof. Like it's like
Can
not.
truck the heat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a brutal. The Bet Rivers guys talked about it. It's a brutal. Yeah, you can just tell it's just brutal. Like
So the Bet Rivers guys were really high on Yoshi this week in Zhuhai. Do you agree with them?
somewhere in between. Um, because like I don't necessarily like the narrative that he played well in the Asian swing last year because like he played well for 7 months last year. Maybe not 7, 6, but he played well through the American swing too. He played well through the entire hard court swing last year,
Right.
all the way up and through even the Australian swing. He was pretty good. So
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? So I get it. Like he's an Asian player, and Asian players do tend to play like. I mean, all players get a little bit of a boost. I feel like from being on their home continent and country,
Hmm.
and probably the Asian players even maybe a little bit more so, especially because some guys do show up here probably a little unmotivated. But I guess I think it was only one tournament that Yoshi even played in Asia last year. There weren't very many Asian tournaments last year. I think it was just Seoul.
And Tokyo.
And Tokyo. Yeah, it was just Seoul and Tokyo. There wasn't a whole lot
Right.
even out there last year because they didn't play any of the China events. So I'm somewhere in between there. Like, but I get the logic and like Yoshi, like the conditions should help him, right? Like a quick hard court should help him. Gets a little bit of help from the court because he's
Well,
underpowered.
I think he actually likes heat, right? Like he played really well in DC last year where it was pretty hot.
Yeah, I remember he gassed Popran out at one of the Australian
Right.
events. Like, yeah, he's I don't think the heat bothers him.
Yeah, I don't think it bothers him. So, I don't know. I wouldn't back him to win the event. I would need a little bit better than 20-1, but I like him to win the quarter.
Yeah.
I think I got that at like 3.5-1. So
Okay.
yeah. And he plays Lloyd Harris and then the winner of Christian Garin and Struff. So I don't know. I like that. And the fact that Zhuhai is slightly slower, I think actually helps him, especially if he plays Struff in the quarters. So I don't know. The last takeaway I had here is that qualifiers have been actually doing decently. Alex Bolt got there. Mark Pullman's.
Well, Pullman's played another qualifier.
That's
Bolt
true.
plays Schwartzman, who retired.
Right.
Kotov beat Galan.
Yep.
And that was it. Like, Seklich beat Nuno Borges. I mean, fine. Like, Seklich isn't good, but Nuno Borges has been terrible. Like, so I don't know. I'm a little, but I guess you can only beat the guys who are in front of you. Also, they did have a pretty good record. So it's like, I guess I'm somewhere in between. Like,
but to have four qualifiers to win a main draw match in two 250s, which are smaller fields, like that's decent, right? Like that's kind of what you expect.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't know. With these qualifying fields, which were really weak, like I think for four of them to make the round of 16 is a pretty good showing. And I just feel like being used to these conditions is really important, right? Like having a few matches in these conditions. So like, I don't know if that means that we should fade guys which have a bye. I mean, it depends on who they're playing, but like,
I think the problem is we'll talk. I mean, I think you have to go match by match.
Okay.
Trying to think otherwise if there's any really like any takeaways. I don't think anything major other than that. Like, Bublik lost.
Yeah. Another match kind of tanked, right?
What? Yeah, I mean, should we be I don't know if we should be disappointed or not that we didn't get our bet to go through on Rinderknech because what's his face pulled out.
With how we did in the first round, I was happy we got the push.
Yeah.
Plus, I had Rinderknech to win outright at 33-1. I tailed the Bet Rivers guys on that, and then I bet him to win the quarter at 8-1. So I was happy about that. I was really happy about that. But he still struggled against Lee too. It was 2 tie breaks.
I wouldn't be too worried about that. Like, I honestly think like Lee 2 on a quick quarter is not like
terrible,
that horrendous. And then also, like, Rinderknech's just going to play a lot of close sets, right? He's going to have a hard time, like, returning anybody's serve.
Yeah.
Like, the Fribben serve would probably give him trouble, that wide lefty serve. That wide lefty slice serve. To the backhand.
Yeah.
Setting up the +1.
All right, let's preview the round of 16 matches.
Yeah, where do you want to start?
Let's start at Zhuhai.
All right. First matchup.
Yoshi and Lloyd Harris. It's starting in 45 minutes. Share the screen here. So Yoshi's plus 105 on the money line. Harris is minus 125. The over-under is 23. Harris is a 1-game favorite. So I like 2 plays here. The first one is Yoshi money line at plus 105. And the second one is actually the Yoshi over 12.5 at minus 115.
Okay. I like 2 plays. I'm also on the Yoshi money line. I already hit it. I got it at plus 110.
Okay.
I don't think I would have done it at much below even. So I don't think there's a ton of value. I think it's a smidge. I also like the over 23 here. Yoshi's pretty short. And he's a pretty easy guy to ace. Especially also I've heard these courts are like bouncier. There's more bounce in these courts.
I've heard that too.
It's something that Bet Rivers guys called out also.
Yeah.
And we know Lloyd Harris, like the one thing he actually can do is serve.
Okay.
So to me, like that spells like that. I think the over looks decent.
But it's weird because people say it's bouncier, but then Nishikori, the pro better on X, right? He said that these are some of the slowest conditions on hard court.
Well, he was basing it on 2019 data. And I think they've changed the surface since 19. Remember, the last time they played this was 19.
But doesn't the humidity also make the court slightly slower?
But it's also hot, right? So like it kind of.
Okay, that's fair. Harris also doesn't mind the heat. He's from South Africa, so I don't think like heat is not really going to impact this match.
Yeah, yeah.
Over 23 is not a bad look. I definitely wouldn't play the under.
Yeah.
I would like it more if it was like 22 or 22 and a half, obviously, but like 23 is a bit high.
Yeah, it is a surprisingly tough match to bet because like Yoshi's at home, but I think the style match up here kind of favors Harris. I think these guys as players are pretty similar.
Well, they're not similar stylistically.
No, I meant in terms of like skill level.
They have a completely different skill set. It's just like in terms of level, it's pretty even, I guess.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I didn't mean in terms of style. I meant in terms of level. Thanks for clarifying that.
Right.
Yeah, I think their level is pretty similar. Their style is 100% different. You couldn't come up with more different, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true. I like Yoshi money line. I just think like the rally tolerance gap is so much in Yoshi's favor, and like
I just don't know. I just think he's gonna have a really hard time breaking serve.
But do you think Harris is going to have a hard time breaking Yoshi's serve? Because like,
yeah, I mean, I'm on the Yoshi money line. I just don't think it's like a slam dunk.
okay,
Like, I think there's like if I was the book, I'd probably flip it. But like, I don't think this is like I don't think this should be like Yoshi minus 150 or something like that, right? Like,
yeah. So you're more confident in the under than the Yoshi money line?
you mean the over?
Yeah.
I like both. I mean, yeah. The only thing that scares me about the over is like, I think I do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think like I have them both. I have one unit on each.
I like Yoshi in this match, which is why I like the over 12 and a half. Because like I agree with what you're saying with the over. And I like Yoshi. So if you kind of combine both together, that kind of equates to the over 12 and a half for Yoshi. So that's why I like that.
Makes sense.
You want to make a play of the day here?
Um,
I just think like if Yoshi is able to get a racket on the serve and get some decent depth on that return, that's so much advantage Yoshi, because like also that backhand kind of skids and stays low. That's going to be really hard for Harris to get out of the corners.
you mean you want to do the money line? Is play the.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's enough value to make it a play of the day. I'm on it. I'm on it, but I'm not like.
Okay, fair.
It's not a bet I love. It's not a 2-unit play for me.
Okay.
It's a 1-unit play.
Sounds good. All right, next match here. Giron and Struff. It's a pure pick 'em. Over under 22 and a half. Struff, I think this is his first match for a while. I think he played UTS.
He did play UTS.
But that doesn't mean anything. Giron, he went 3 sets against like a Chinese wild card, right? In the last
Yes. One. Yep. Yeah. Not a great player either.
Not a great, yeah. And he hasn't played well. He didn't play well in Davis Cup either last week. I'm totally staying away from this.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I want to bet Struff here, but it's just I don't know. Like, yeah, this just seems like a messy match to bet.
Yeah, if we had one match from Struff and saw what his level was, then I'd be on Struff too.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You haven't seen anything, so I'm staying away. Johns against Mackie McDonald. Kopajan's plus 4.5, plus 300 on the money line. Over under is 21.5 here. So my play here is Mackey over 12.5 at minus 120. I just think like he's the much better player, but like Kopajan's took a set off Demonor at Wimbledon. He could play some decent tennis. And I just don't trust Mackey to blow anyone out. And Kopajan should be able to get to 5 games in a set. So that's my reasoning here. I agree Mackey's the much better player. I just don't have confidence in him blowing out anyone. I guess you could play the 4.5, but it's too juiced for me because I'd rather take the less juiced over 12.5.
Well, actually, the 4.5, the minus 4.5. Oh, you mean the 4.5 with
Plus,
Kimmer?
yeah, yep.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm not on this match. I think this line is almost perfectly set, to be honest, and I don't really. I get your point, but like, I don't know. Mackey's won plenty of matches beating guys by a break in each set. You know what I mean? Like, in Cincinnati or in Canada, he beat Karatsev, Rublev, and Raonic, all 6-3, 6-4 kind of matches.
Yeah, but those are actually conditions he prefers, I feel.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think these conditions. I think these conditions are better for him. Well, it's a little bouncy maybe for him, but like, I don't think this is that much worse.
He still might have some jet lag. He played a long match yesterday against Shang. That's a quick turnaround for him. I don't know. It is a quick turnaround.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this line is perfectly set. I'm not gonna play this. Like this is pretty much exactly the odds I would like. This is like almost to a T where I would have put this. Like, yeah, even in terms of like the money line and stuff. And I was like, when I was kind of like guessing the line, I had it like 4.25, which is exactly what this is. It's a 4.5 with juice on the Kopajan side.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Why you're staying away. Kachanov against Alex Bolt. Kachanov is a 3.5 game favorite. Bolt is plus 250 on the money line. Over under is 22. Curious to see what your play is here first. If you have one.
I don't have a play, but I don't hate the idea of a Bolt play in either the first set money line or the match.
The line is, I think I saw plus 275 earlier today, so I think the line is moving in Bolt.
A little bit of money's coming for Bolt, yeah.
I know the Bet Rivers guys talked about this, and they like the set one money line for Bolt or the over. If I'm playing this match, I would want something higher plus money, just because like of the uncertainty of Kachanov's form. So I'd probably lean to set one money line. That's probably what I'm going to play here at plus 180.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kachanov, what was his last match against Mo?
Yeah. Yeah, and he actually said that he's not in like he said he's not playing good tennis because of the injury. Now that's a month ago. That's the problem, right? That's a month ago. So like, is he better a whole month later? Maybe.
He might be better, but he's not match tough, right?
But he's a pretty mentally tough guy.
He is, but you still need those reps. Just being mentally tough, but not having any match play doesn't really equate to how well you're going to do when you're actually playing. And Bolt has had a good run. You know, like he won 2 qualifying matches. He won the
I
first.
mean, Bolt's a better player, right? Like Bolt's a better player than his rank.
Yeah.
Like I think he's ranked in the 300 somewhere. He's better than that. He's like a solid
Yeah.
challenger player, especially on quicker courts.
I like him to take to win a set at -120. I don't mind that either.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play this, but I would lean Bolt. Like if I had to, I would play Bolt for sure here, probably on the set one line. But I'm gonna stay away. It's just like this is all you're completely betting on Kachanov's form.
Right. I think he's going to be rusty. So
Okay.
I think the set one money line is the best because he's probably going to be rusty to start the match. And then once he kind of gets a rhythm, then he's going to put Bolt away.
Okay.
So maybe I wish they had like a LWW bet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish they had that. Kachanov 2-1 plus 260 is not good enough. It's not good enough. If they had the LWW, I'd certainly hit that. But all right, going into Saturday's matches. Andy Murray and Aslan Karatsev. Murray is a 2-game favorite, -150 on the money line. Karatsev is plus 125. Over under is 22.5. So I have 2 plays here. I'm curious to see if you're going to be aligned.
Well, you go first.
I go first?
Yeah.
So my first play is Karatsev money line plus 125. And my second play is 3 sets at plus 135.
We're on opposite ends. This is the first time we're on opposite ends in a while.
Okay.
I am on Murray over 12.5 at -115.
Okay.
And I'm on Murray 2-1 at plus 300. And the hilarious part of this, Manny, is that, and this is my favorite play of the day, and the hilarious part of this is that my take is a take you would usually have, which is basically like Karatsev should win this match. But I think Murray is just mentally tougher and will find a way to grind through Karatsev. Especially, I think a quicker court is better for Murray than Karatsev at this point in their career. Like Murray's return, which is actually still like his return stroke, which is still pretty good, plays up a little more on a quicker court just because like the serve and return matters more. But every match for Murray's a battle. Like literally, I think I looked this up. He's won 1 match this year, Murray, on the main tour, where he hasn't gone over 12.5 games won.
Wow.
Yeah, and then that match was like he's won some challenger matches against like weaker players, but like on the main tour, he beat Radu Albat. That's his 1 win on a main tour match. He beat Albat at Indian Wells. That's the only time he's won a match this year without winning more than 12.5 games.
That's crazy.
So basically, it's basically a Murray money line at -115. I honestly feel on this match, and like even this matchup, I feel like that's the case because like Karatsev's a good enough player to be in this match.
Well, that's why I like Karatsev at plus 125 here because like I'm really down on Murray's form. I just don't like what I'm seeing from him, and he's so underpowered in this matchup. Like if Karatsev is playing semi decently well, he should blow Murray out of the water. The thing is, like, I am worried about his errors, and he is very error prone and erratic and stuff like that. I get that, but I'm willing to take that chance at plus money. Just granted, I think like it's not only that Murray's underpowered, but he's just giving opponents easy balls to go after. And that's what Karatsev wants, right? He doesn't like being on the run. And Murray actually doesn't really have enough power at the moment to force opponents out of position. That's what I noticed in that match against Righty at the at Davis Cup. It's what saw in the match today against Mo, especially in the first set. So I think Karatsev is going to get a lot of balls that he likes. I'm getting +1.
I just don't. I mean, that's all. Well, I just like I said, my play is like I think this is going to be close. Like I think it's going to be close, but I think I just think Murray's so much mentally tougher. Like
I don't disagree on that.
And that's why I like the 2-1.
Totally
It's because I think if it goes to a third set, like Murray will just win by mental fortitude.
I mean, based on what you're telling me, I think I might revise it and I might go 2 bets here. I might go Karatsev 2-0 and Murray 2-1.
Interesting. All right.
I might play it that way instead. So I still have some time to think about it. Because if it goes 3, then the mental gap definitely comes into the picture. But if it is pretty straightforward, I think that's advantage Karatsev.
Yeah.
And I do think Karatsev is the slightly better player at the moment from a physical standpoint. From a mental standpoint, it's Murray, but I think Murray's actually not playing that well from a physical standpoint, that Karatsev's level is going to override that.
Okay.
All right. Interesting. All right. Next match, Dalibor Sforcina against Tomas Martin Echeverry. Echeverry's a 4-game favorite, -325 on the money line. Sforcina's +260. Over under is 21.5. I'm tempted to hit Sforcina +4 here, or Sforcina to win a set, but I'm probably going to stay away. Do you have a play here?
I mean, there are 2 guys who would prefer to play on clay, right? Like,
yeah. But the fact that Etch struggled in those conditions, as you said, that kind of wants me to lay off Etch.
But he gets an off day, right? Yeah, he gets an off
day.
Yeah, I'm not. I think this is the right line. This is pretty much where I would put.
Probably. I don't know. It with these kind of lines,
like the over under looks kind of like it might be a half game too low, but it's really like I don't believe like in order for an over under to be profitable, I think you have to be like a full game off.
Agreed.
So like I guess like maybe I would take the over if it was like if I had to put a bet on this, I would maybe take the over here, but like it's yeah. There's no rule that says we have to bet this match, so I'm not going to.
Yeah. I like to find the best line in every match, but this is probably just one I'm gonna lay off of. It's just like I like backing dogs when it's 2 guys which don't like the surface, and it's like more than 3.5 games. Like I like just playing the 4 games on principle.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Etch is clearly the better player here, so that might be the right line. If it was 4.5, I'd probably hit it though. Sforcina +4.5. Next match, Mark Polmans against Cam Norrie. Polmans is a 4-game dog.
Did Norrie play Davis Cup?
He did. He lost to Ugo Humbert in the 3rd set breaker.
Yeah.
In the second tie there, but I don't know. I'm on a Norrie fade right now, and I still think he's getting too much respect from the books. Like, I don't think he really should be -400 against pretty much anyone.
Well, Polmans is not even an ATP level player.
I agree, but he won 3 matches here. He did qualify and won a main draw match.
Well, his main draw match was against
another qualifier. Okay, so he won basically 3 matches against qualifiers.
Yeah.
Still, that's 3 matches. I actually have props for this match.
I'm tempted to play Polmans here as well, man, to be honest. Like, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I'm tempted to play Polmans here.
Set 1 money line seems appetizing, +225. Granted, Norrie has the travel spot He's
You
not.
know what though? It's been a while. Like, and he's not playing this until Saturday. I'm not gonna like. He's had a whole week. I'm staying away.
He's had a whole week, but he hasn't played a match in these conditions yet. Pullman's has
Yeah,
played.
but he's had time to acclimatize. Like, I mean, look, I'm not making an argument for Nori either. I just think I think it's a pure stay away. Like, not pure. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Because like the reality is, like, if Cam Nori's playing decent tennis, he should win by at least 4 games over Pullman's. Like there's just a huge gap here in terms of like just. I mean, Pullman's is not an ATP level player. He's a challenger player.
So Nori is ranked in the top 20, but I think his true rank is right now about 60, 65. Would you
I
agree
mean,
with that?
20 is overranked for him right now. I would agree with that. I don't know if I would put him all the way down at 60,
He
65.
lost to Arnaldi at the US Open in straight sets.
But that was in the third round, right?
Yeah, but Nori didn't really play anyone. He beat Shu and some other guy out of the top 100 at the US Open.
Yeah. I look, if I was
Shevchenko.
on Nori, right? If I believed in Nori, I would lay 4 games against a like 4 games only is maybe 1 to 2 breaks. Like if I was believing in Nori, I would I would back him. Oh, he beat Shu and Shevchenko.
Exactly impressive.
No, but like Pullman's is probably somewhere around that level, to be honest.
Okay.
Which is why I'm staying away. Like,
Yeah. I was initially going to do a full unit on him to win a set, Pullman's at plus 110.
yeah.
I think I might just do half a unit instead on the first set money line and get plus
Okay.
25. That's probably how I'm going to play it because, like I just said, that I feel like I weighed the travel spots too much in the first segment. So I think I'm going to follow your lead, but I just want to back Pullman's in some way because I just think Nori is just playing terribly right now.
I hear you. I don't disagree with you on your Nori take. I just like Pullman's isn't that good either. Like,
Understood. All right, last match is in Zhuhai is Korda against Alexander Muller. Korda is a 4.5 game favorite, minus 375 on the money line. Muller is plus 290. Over under is 21.5. So I got quite a few plays here. I wonder what you have. You go first this time.
I only have one. I just have the Muller money line at plus 290. I think I think the fitness issues for Korda could be a real concern here, especially in this heat. We saw what happened against Gasquet. So yeah, I'm on the Muller money line here.
100% agree. That's my play, and I'm gonna go plus 4.5 as well.
Okay.
I just think 4.5 is just too much.
I agree. I agree. I just I like the money line better with the fitness issues. It's just a matter of, but it's truly like it's truly a what line do you like better? It's not like either line is fine.
Yeah. I'm tempted to do Muller set one money line too. Like this is Korda's first match too. Here,
Yeah,
right?
I was thinking that as well. But I decided to so I was actually debating so I originally was on the set one money line and not the match money line. But then I remembered the fitness issues for Korda, so I flipped back to the full match money line.
I think we should split the unit and go both because like it's only 80 cents difference.
I know. And that was my reasoning in the beginning for staying on the Muller, for going on the Muller, the set one. I just don't I guess my point is in order for the set one to hit and the money line not to, it would need to be the WLL or the LWW for Korda.
Right.
And is Korda really coming back from a set down in the heat in a random Asian 250?
No.
So then what's the point of playing the set one money line?
Okay, that's fair. Because Muller is the type of guy that's like gonna make Korda hit a lot of balls, right? So if Korda's
Well, that's kind of my thinking, right? Like, I think it's a good
yeah,
matchup. Like, normally this wouldn't be, but I think in these conditions and with Korda, the various issues that Korda's had, like the confidence issue, the fitness issues, like, I think it's a good spot for Muller. He's more used to the conditions. Like, this just like to me, this line, everything lines up for Muller here.
Muller to win a set is even money, and the 4.5 is -125. What do you prefer?
I mean, if you had to take one as a hedge, I think I'd go the 4.5. Like, I
Okay.
mean, I don't know, man. I don't see Korda breaking. Even I don't Muller servicing great, but man, like, do you see Korda making this easy?
No, this is not going to be easy for Korda.
Like,
No way it's going to be easy.
he might win. In fact, Korda probably will win. I think Korda will win.
Yeah,
But
I think this line should be, I would say -225 or -200 for Korda, and then like +175, +180 for Muller. That's where I would price it.
yeah, I was gonna say more -220 +180 because usually when they get the
Yeah,
as they get further from the -110, right? You there's more
right,
sense in
right.
between. I don't know, like the difference has to become
Yeah,
greater.
but
So
I
yeah,
would say Muller around +175, +1 180
180
in
and
that
Korda to
vicinity. Definitely
-220.
not
Yeah,
+290.
yeah, yeah,
All right, that'll be a play of the day for tomorrow then. The Muller money.
yeah.
I'm gonna also go to set one and the spread. But so any plays of the day for today
Not here, no,
here?
no. Maybe
All
we'll
right,
have one over in
Chengdu,
yeah.
hopefully. All right. So the first match in Chengdu is O'Connell against Daniel. O'Connell is a half a game favorite, -120 in the money line. Daniel's even money, over under is 23. So I was talking on the Discord before we started the pod with MP9 about this match. So I noticed a lot of people on Twitter are on the Daniel money line at even money. I'm on the O'Connell side here. I just think Chengdu plays quick. Um, and I just think that these conditions are just better for O'Connell. Like he has the better serve, he has the more attacking game. In quicker conditions, I just feel like he'll be able to impose himself against Daniel. Like Daniel would prefer a slower court, like an Indian Wells type, where he can kind of get into more baseline rallies. I don't think that's going to be the case here. And I think the price is good enough just to hit the O'Connell money line at -120. So that's my play. You
I
just
wouldn't either. I think this is pretty darn close to a coin flip.
okay.
Taro's actually been better statistically on hard courts this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's also like closer to home, right? Like it's an Asian tournament. He's an Asian player.
But O'Connell's been in
Um,
China for quite some time now. Like he won that
he
challenge.
has, I know. I think he's
Right?
taking this seriously. So like, I don't think it's as big an advantage as it would be for other guys. Um, but it is something to keep in mind. Like the crowd, whatever crowd is there, will probably be backing Taro
I don't really get
over
this
O'Connell.
notion that like all of a sudden these Japanese guys feel at home in China.
What?
Like everyone is like backing these Japanese guys in China. Like I don't understand. I don't think the home crowd or like playing in Asia should be a reason why we're backing Yoshi or Taro here.
I mean,
Chinese hate the Japanese.
no, but like they're closer to home than they are. Like the Asian guys never get like Yoshi gets one home tournament, right? That's like remotely a home tournament, right? It's like China's a great like second, right? Like China's pretty close. Like, do you agree? I mean, like it's close enough. Like he's probably more at home there than he is in Europe or in America, right? Like,
Okay, all right. I think it's a very minimal edge. Very, very minimal.
from what I heard, O'Connell did not play well against Kakmazov either. which is a little concerning because, like, again, because he's been here for like several matches in China. I know every tournament's different, so but something to keep in mind. I think there's a lot to keep in mind in both ways, but I do agree with you. I think a little bit quicker court better for O'Connell.
Mhm.
Even though like he statistically hasn't been as good, I do think O'Connell's a good player. I don't know if his style matched up as well with Taro. Taro destroyed him on clay earlier this year.
Yeah,
Wasn't that at the French where
French.
he just whipped him?
Yeah, the French, but I'm kind of throwing that one out. It's totally different conditions.
I know. There's just a lot here that I think offsets. So I mean, I'm not on Taro either. Like, I think this is
Okay.
like, yeah, it's
Well,
pretty
MB9
close.
said it's a complete 50-50 match. I would probably put it like O'Connell minus 135, minus 140, but
I mean, I don't know then that betting him at minus 120. If you think it's like a minus 135 plus 110 type of match, I don't know you're getting
yeah,
much
it's
value
pretty
there.
close. I actually took the half a game at minus 115. That's how close. Yeah. All right, next match is Jordan Thompson against Dusan Lajovic. So Thompson is a 3-game favorite, minus 200 on the money line, over under 22.5. Lajovic is plus 165. Do you have a play here?
I think you can make a really good argument for backing Jordan Thompson here minus 3 games. I'm not betting it, but that would be my lean.
I'm playing I want plus money here, so I'm playing the minus 1.5 sets at plus 125.
I mean that would be my lean. I'm not going to play it, but that would be my lean.
Okay. So I mean, the Bet Rivers guys also pointed this out. Like Lajovic has been terrible in China. Like after the clay courts, he just kind of
Well, I mean, it's he's just not good on. I think it's more he's just not good on quick courts.
Yeah, I'm surprised he actually chose to play here instead of Zhuhai, considering that this is quicker. Maybe
Yeah, I
he
don't know.
prefers it because it's a little cooler.
Maybe like, or maybe he just likes the city better. Who knows?
Who knows?
Like I want, or maybe it's yeah. I mean, like I wonder what motivates these guys. Really, like when they're picking between tournaments, like what motivates them when it's like two
I
tournaments in the
know.
same country. Like,
Like if Shang has trouble in the heat, why didn't he go to Chengdu? Does he have trouble with altitude too?
I mean, maybe he likes the city better, right? Like that could be something too, right? Like he likes the restaurants in one better than the other. Like likes being on the coast.
Maybe, maybe.
Like I honestly, I feel like if I was a player, like that would be my like deciding motivator in these types of situations.
No,
Like,
I would think about the variables and like the altitude and like where can I have more success? That's how I would think. But I
I would
think
just think I can win anywhere. But I can win anywhere. It doesn't matter. Like surface, I would play on like the surfaces I like. But like between
okay.
like two fast hard courts, I feel like it's all fast hard courts, all the same. Screwed anyways.
I think about tennis like 20 out of the 24 hours I'm up, or
Yeah.
20 out of the 24 hours in a day. So uh but I'm probably not like these pros. All right, Saf Yulin against Dan Evans. Uh Pure pick 'em. This is my play of the day today here in Chengdu. I love the Saf Yulin money line at minus 110. You don't?
I wanted to hit this a feeling. Actually, the money's come back for Evans here.
Has.
Safulin was a few minutes ago. Safulin was a favorite. But the thing was up. I think at one point it got all up to like minus 130.
Yeah.
I mean, man,
Evans coming from Manchester where he played that crazy doubles match where he saved
I just like I can't see Evans being fired up for this event.
No.
But man, like he's a better player than Safulin. Like just like, and like he just is.
But the
Like
thing
and
about
his
Saf Yulin,
style.
the thing about him is that the match is always really on his racket. Like he's kind of like a Karatsev, right? Similar. I think he's a slightly better version of Karatsev at this moment.
Yeah, but I don't know if Safulin really likes to move around. And like the one thing Evans will do is he'll run down balls and make you go to different places on the court. Like
It's true. That's the narrative for Evans. I just don't think Evans, with what he went through during Davis Cup last week, he probably partied all night, and then to
oh,
come
I'm sure he
and
did.
have
I'm
jet lag.
100% sure he did.
Like
And like
I'm not backing Evans here in any way.
I think this is a like I wanted to back Safulin here. But because Evans is a better player, like I would have wanted some sort of plus money. Like, if enough money came in for Evans to get this to like plus 110 for Safulin, it'd be a lot more interesting. But I don't know that I love it at minus 110.
Yeah, I'm just confident that Saffiullin is going to win this match. I think.
It's so stupid because I agree with you and I still refuse. Like, I'm just so disappointed that the line didn't come out like more in favor of Evans. That like, yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it was right at the minus 130 plus 110 where it was before. So the fact that it's gone down to minus 110 makes me want to hit Saffiullin more. Like I hit the minus one game actually.
Okay.
Price. But all right, next match is Grigor Dimitrov against Juan Pablo Varillas. Dimitrov is a 5-game favorite. Varillas is plus 575 on the money line. Over under is 20. I have no play here. I think this line is accurately set.
I think you can make an argument for Dimitrov as being more than like I think you can make an argument for this as being a higher spread. And this is like I think it's a bad matchup for Varillas on a court that he'd rather not play on.
Yeah, but the 5 games reduced, and we haven't seen Dimitrov yet in this tournament. So
that's why we're not going to bet this.
Right.
This is another stay away because of that. But like, yeah. But I think you can make an argument for Dimitrov at minus 5. I don't hate a Dimitrov minus 5.
It was 5.5. Now it's just a juiced 5.
Yeah, I mean, either way, right? You could always bump that up to 5.5 and then get like the plus 105 or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think that's horrible. I'm not doing it because of the travel spot, but yeah.
Yeah, no. Next match is Zverev against Kotov. Zverev is a 5.5 game favorite. Minus 1100 on the money line. Kotov is plus 650. Over under is 19.5. I mean, if you're going to play it, it's probably Zverev in some capacity, right? Either under 19.5 or the 5.5 games.
Yeah, I think so. Because I mean, my take here is like style wise, like Kotov should not hurt Zverev at all.
No.
But another guy like on a layoff spot, right? Like layoff / travel spot, right? Like when's the last time Zverev played?
US Open.
Yeah, so
I
have my Zverev plus 185 outright futures.
I know.
Which I think is Tidbits on that Match Point 9 podcast said that he thought that was the right play.
It is. I just hate backing Zverev.
Yeah.
Well, first, I don't like him. And second of all, I don't know, he just throws in these random duds and like 250.
But I think it's the only way he loses, to be honest. Like, not to Kotov, I'm saying in this tournament. Like, he's not going to lose to Kotov. Like, he could even throw in a dud and probably still beat Kotov. Like, it's just such a bad matchup for Kotov because what's Kotov going to try to do? Like, drill baseline ground strokes back and forth with Zverev? Like,
yeah, that's a losing strategy. I think the fact that Zverev is playing here instead of Laver Cup
says a lot. I think it says volume.
Says a lot. Motivation. It's actually a good thing for your bet.
And I'm surprised that nobody else brought this up, but like the race, he's in 8th right now. He's like 20 points ahead of Fritz. Like that's why he's here.
Right.
It's like to me, it's very obvious.
Very obvious. I agree.
Like it's not. I mean, yeah, he'll take a trophy. Like a trophy is nice for his collection at home, but he's got trophies. I'm sure for plenty of tournaments. Like
he wants to make Turin. There's no doubt.
He wants Turin. Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about the under 19.5 here.
I if you have to play it, that's how I'd play it. I'm not going to, but I think you make a really good argument here for. I mean, I think you could make an argument. This is insane, but based on how bad the matchup is, and again, I wouldn't bet it. I'm not betting this, but like, I think you make an argument for this all the way out to like 7.
Yeah,
like a massive spread. Like just because like I don't know if I've like what I don't know if I've ever seen Kotov do anything but hit balls either like cross court or down the line.
That's all he can do. Yeah.
And Zverev, we I mean, you hate Zverev. I'm not. I mean, I was not the. I'm not the like. I'm not the most pro Zverev guy in the world. I just sound like it on this pod.
You do.
But like, even you would admit, like, he is an athletic guy.
He is.
Like, he can run back and forth.
There's nothing Kotov does that's remotely comparable to what Zverev does, right? Like, and the movement edge is so massive, the serve edge is so massive. There's nothing Kotov can really do in this matchup, and it's like,
yeah,
I agree. Probably if I had an outright like you do, I'd probably stay away too. But like, I don't,
yeah.
right? So if I want to get involved in this match, I'm probably just gonna hit the under. Do we even have to talk about the next match, Mute Kecmanovic? Like, just that's a pure.
No, I actually think the line's relatively well set, and yeah, there's nothing to bet here. Like this could like anything could happen in this match, literally anything. Like I actually thought about this match for like 20 minutes, and then I realized like there's nothing to bet, and I was like,
There's
Brad, what are you
nothing.
doing? Like,
No. The only thing I would bet is like Mute, the over on underarm serves for Mute.
well, did you read what he said? He said he's thinking about going to it, like, and I think he was being sarcastic or joking. I think, but he said he was thinking about using it as like a full-time strategy.
The clown.
Like it's Mute, so like maybe
clown show.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
this
should play
match
UTS.
is your clown
He would
show.
be great in UTS, honestly. Like that.
Yeah.
That should be like you know, it's honestly disappointing he can't get his ranking up a little bit. Because like if he could get into like the top 20, he could probably play events like that and make a whole ton of money.
He probably could. He's just too much of a clown. I mean, his name should not be Corentin. It should be Clown Mute.
Clown and 10. Clown and 10. Clown and 10.
Yeah, no, just change the whole name to Clown and put
Clown Mute.
yeah, just put a French accent on it. I mean, it starts with a C and ends with an N. It sounds similar enough, right?
Clown Mute.
Clown, yeah, Clown. Oh man. All right, next match, Marcos Giron against Arthur Rinderknecht. Giron is a 1-game favorite, minus 125 on the money line. Rinderknecht is plus 105. Over under is 23. I'm very heavy in Rinderknecht futures, so I'm gonna lay off. But like, if I was playing it, I just play the Rinderknecht money line at plus 105.
Yeah, that's where I'm at here. I really don't see why Giron is a favorite here.
It could be flip flopped and then some. Like I think Rinderknecht should be like minus 130, minus 135.
I would tend to agree. I mean, I think that Rinderknecht is just like I guess I get it because like based on like who's the better tennis player,
Yeah.
like this probably makes sense, but this just feels like a good spot for Rinderknecht, man.
Yeah.
And I think he did really well in the Asian swing last year, in this part of the year last year, didn't he? Granted, it was more like indoor European courts he was playing, but like I think this is a good part of the year for him.
I agree. Yeah. So you're gonna play the Rinderknecht money line?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my only play here for this round. I still think this is just a really tough tournament to bet, man.
Okay. I mean, I guess
Like I'm hoping the quarters go better.
we can make that a play of the day. I guess I'll hit it too.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Oh no, we have the Muller money line in Zhuhai.
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
That's our play of the day for Saturday, yeah.
Sekulic and Musetti. Sekulic is a 5-game dog plus 775 on the money line. Over under is 20.
I can't back Sekulic here. Like it's close. Like I would probably prefer to back Sekulic, but I can't. And like I'm also not going to back Musetti -5 against anybody else. Like
you can't back Musetti either because fast hardcourt first match here. Like
yeah,
if Sekulic,
I mean, like the problem is like, I mean, if I was going to play something like the Sekulic first set money line at 425 might be okay. But man, like you're really hoping Musetti comes out and just plays terrible. Like Musetti usually doesn't lose usually doesn't struggle with these clowns. Like he hasn't played too many of them in his career, I don't think. But like when he plays these guys who are like he's way better than, he usually puts them away pretty easily.
He used to struggle with these kind of guys, but he's gotten better at it, and he's gotten slightly better on faster courts this year.
Yeah, grass. He's really improved his grass game, right? The
Yeah.
serve is like slightly better. Like, I don't know, man. And honestly, like this, like Musetti doesn't even play too many guys like this. Like this is pretty
All right.
extreme. Like Seklich is not good. I think he's ranked like a 300 somewhere. Like I honestly haven't even heard of him, but like based on his like results, it's nothing. Like
The thing with Musetti also is he's not like Aslan Karatsev, right? Who's just either going to bomb balls in or out, right? Like Musetti's going to make balls and, you know, get into
yeah,
rallies, slice balls into uncomfortable positions. So Sekulic is going to have to construct points to win them. If this was like Sekulic against Karatsev, I'd definitely take the 5 games, but not in this case. So yeah. So all right. So plays of the day will be, I guess there are none for.
well, the only play of the day is the Saturday the Muller money line. I don't think we have any plays of the day for tomorrow. The only thing I'm on tomorrow, I looked at it. The only thing I'm literally on tomorrow is the Yoshi money line. I've got some lean.
Oh, you
It's
mean
like I'm
today?
leaning on the. I mean, surprisingly, it's a light day for you too, right? Like, what are you betting? You have the Kotov, the under 19.5 on Kotov and the Safulin money line.
So wait, no. Well, I'm heavy in Laver Cup.
Right. Oh,
Oh.
Laver Cup.
For Zhuhai, I'm on the Yoshi money line, but just started. I'm on the Mackie over 12.5. I'm on the Bolt set 1 money line.
Oh, wow, that line already dropped from 4.5 to 4 for Mackey.
Yep.
Watching it.
Yeah. And then tomorrow in Zhuhai, I'm on the Karatsev money line. Although I might change. I might do the Karatsev 2-0 and the Murray 2-1. That's what I'm gonna play. You're on the Murray 2-1 and the what was the
Murray over 12.5 and minus
Murray
115.
over 12.5. That's right.
I think that match is going to be close. I just think Murray's going to win it.
Okay. Well, that's why I want to play both. I want to play the Karatsev 0 and the Murray 2-1. So I might play the Karatsev money line as well, just because it's fun to disagree with you. Pullman's, I'm gonna probably play set 1 money line there. And I'm on the Muller. So I have quite a few plays.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have as much.
Chengdu, I'm on the Safulin money line, staying away from Dimitrov Varias. Zverev, Kotov under 19.5, staying away from Ute Kecmanovic. Rinderknech money line, and staying away from Sekulic Musetti. So it's just going to be our plays of the day for the round of 16 are going to be Rinderknech money line at plus 105 and the Muller money line at plus 290.
Yep.
So there we go. All right, everyone. So enjoy the overnight matches in China. Enjoy the Laver Cup. I'll be live in Vancouver at the Rogers Center for these Laver Cup matches. I might do a video tomorrow and Saturday while I'm at the stadium, just recapping my bets for the Laver Cup. I know you're gonna sleep through all those matches, right? You're not watching a single minute of it.
Yeah, sleeping.
And we'll hopefully be back Monday or Tuesday for quarterfinals or semis. So it's all good stuff. So have a good night, guys.
Thanks, America and world.